Randy DeWitt, the mastermind behind the wildly successful Twin Peaks restaurant chain, took a bold step when he went undercover on Undercover Boss. But what he never expected was that one of his restaurants would be the site of a violent and deadly shooting that no one expected, and the company tried to hide, but it has all been exposed. His journey revealed more than just the inner workings of a thriving empire. It exposed the raw challenges of leading a brand built on boldness and risk. From navigating uncomfortable customer dynamics to uncovering surprising employee behaviors, DeWitt's experience was a masterclass in confronting the unexpected. Yet, what the cameras didn't capture was the storm brewing ahead. Just a year later, Twin Peaks was thrust into the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. A deadly shootout between rival biker gangs at a Waco, Texas location. The violent clash raised questions about the culture surrounding the brand and left a permanent mark on its legacy. Let's dive into the rise of Randy DeWitt's restaurant empire, the fallout from tragedy, and the resilience needed to steer Twin Peaks through its most challenging chapter. Randy DeWitt was born and raised in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas, where his family instilled in him the values of hard work and entrepreneurial spirit. Growing up, he was naturally drawn to business, often thinking of ways to create new ventures from a young age. His upbringing in Texas gave him a deep appreciation for local culture and cuisine, elements that would later influence many of his restaurant concepts. DeWitt attended the University of North Texas, where he studied business and finance. His academic background provided him with the technical skills necessary for understanding the financial and operational aspects of running a company. However, it wasn't long before DeWitt's passion for the restaurant industry took over, and he set his sights on creating dining experiences that were as innovative as they were enjoyable. DeWitt's ability to merge his business education with his creativity would soon prove essential in his career. After completing his business degree, Randy DeWitt worked in various corporate roles, including finance and management, before realizing his true calling was in the hospitality industry. His early ventures began in the mid-1990s when he founded Rockfish Seafood Grill, a casual dining seafood chain that quickly grew in popularity. Despite the chain's initial success, its rapid growth caused operational inefficiencies, and DeWitt made the decision to reacquire the company, streamline its operations, and eventually sell it again. This experience proved invaluable, teaching DeWitt the importance of a balance between ambition and sustainability in business. In 2005, DeWitt's entrepreneurial instincts led him to co-found Twin Peaks alongside Scott Gordon. Twin Peaks was built on a unique concept that combined a sports bar atmosphere with a mountain lodge theme, serving cold beer and comfort food, and featuring waitstaff in revealing outfits. A style that followed the restaurant trend, the brand immediately attracted attention, and by 2012, it was experiencing over 50% year-over-year growth. By 2016, Twin Peaks had expanded to 78 locations, prompting DeWitt to sell a majority stake to Latsima Restaurants LLC. He stepped back from day-to-day operations, but remained on the board, ensuring that his influence and vision continued to guide the brand's direction. The creation of Twin Peaks was a significant turning point in Randy DeWitt's career. Built on the principles of offering an exceptional customer experience, Twin Peaks carved out a niche in the highly competitive casual dining sector. Its signature mix of hearty food, cold beer, and a visually engaging environment resonated with male patrons, helping it grow rapidly across the United States. Twin Peaks was distinguished from other sports bars by its focus on delivering an authentic man cave experience, complete with rustic decor, large-screen TVs for sports viewing, and a bold menu featuring burgers, wings, and beer. DeWitt's strategic marketing played a critical role in the brand's success. By emphasizing the unique Twin Peaks atmosphere and customer engagement, the brand quickly built a loyal customer base. DeWitt was also highly involved in the branding and expansion process, ensuring that new locations maintained the same high standards as the original. This approach proved successful, as Twin Peaks quickly expanded into a nationwide chain, generating substantial profits and becoming a staple in the casual dining industry. Following his success with Twin Peaks, Randy DeWitt founded FB Society, formerly known as Front Burner Restaurants, in 1994. FB Society is a restaurant incubator based in Dallas. FB Society has created popular brands such as Velvet Taco, Whiskey Cake, 60 Vines, Mexican Sugar, Ojos Locos, Sports Cantina, China, and more. One of FB Society's most successful brands, Velvet Taco, is a polished casual restaurant known for its creative taco offerings and bold flavors. It has grown rapidly under DeWitt's guidance, securing a significant investment from L. Catterton in 2016, which enabled the brand to expand across the country. Other notable brands like Whiskey Cake focus on farm-to-table dining with a focus on sustainability, while 60 Vines features a unique wine-on-tap model that appeals to both casual and upscale diners. Randy DeWitt is known for keeping his personal life private, though it is clear that family and adventure play significant roles in his life. Despite the demands of running a multi-brand restaurant group, DeWitt prioritizes spending time with his family. He often draws inspiration from his travels and experiences to fuel his business ventures, incorporating elements of the cultures and cuisines he encounters into his restaurant concepts. DeWitt's entrepreneurial spirit and strong work ethic are matched by a commitment to balance, ensuring that his personal and professional lives complement each other. While much of his personal life remains out of the public eye, DeWitt's public persona is that of a dedicated family man and an adventurous entrepreneur. His focus on innovation, coupled with his drive to create meaningful dining experiences, reflects both his personal passions and his professional ambitions. Randy DeWitt is going undercover as Eric West, an aspiring entrepreneur who is competing for funding to open his own business. The employees will be told that they are on a reality show that gives people access to jobs that are normally off limits. After disguising himself well, he went to see his family, and they were shocked to see him changed. He then got into his jet to fly to Webster, Texas. He meets up with Marissa, a server. Before they go out, she puts spray on her, saying it attracts customers. Then they went to get their section assigned. The section was based on their rankings, and Marissa is on the 5th ranking. When DeWitt asked about it, she told him they get ranked by the way they look, attitude, and fitness. She then mentioned that the ranking is not right, and it is all politics.
The ranking here is crap.
How do you...
Top 5.
It's crap?
Yeah.
DeWitt created this performance-based ranking to empower the girls. But the metrics are far different than what Marissa listed. Marissa then told him some servers flirt with managers to get good sections. DeWitt and Marissa then started working. DeWitt struggled with the job because he kept having an awkward conversation with customers. Marissa was friendly and outgoing, but DeWitt quickly realized that her sense of humor might not always align with the company's wholesome image. Throughout the shift, Marissa frequently used profanity, both with coworkers and customers.
Because I have flames coming out of my...
Okay. She has a potty mouth.
While many guests didn't seem to mind, DeWitt was concerned that such behavior could tarnish Twin Peaks' reputation. He noted that although the company encouraged servers to be fun and energetic, there had to be boundaries to maintain professionalism. In the back, Marissa again complained about the ranking, saying there are girls that don't deserve higher rankings. She then told him the servers here face problems from customers who want to sleep with them. Hearing this, DeWitt realized customers passed the line more than he thought.
I've always known that a customer might cross the line, but it might be happening more than I even realized.
And at night, he decided he needed to find out how the servers handle that kind of situation. He then comes up with an idea. He will engineer a scenario where a customer will act inappropriately, and he will get to witness that right in front of him. To do this, he decided to ask for help from Kobe Brooks, a former owner and CEO of Hooter, and now a Twin Peaks merchandiser. Brooks has been an undercover boss before, while he was the CEO of Hooter. He explained the situation and told him he needed someone who was willing to go undercover as an inappropriate customer, and Kobe agreed. DeWitt then mentioned he needed to shave his head, and they did their best to change the appearance of Kobe. Next, DeWitt went to Frisco, Texas to work as a bartender. He met the bartender, Chloe, and introduced himself. Chloe is from California, and she's going to college to learn accounting. She then explained how things were supposed to go and started working. At this point, Kobe Brooks disguised as Robert got in. He then ordered a meal, and when Chloe brought in his order, he asked to change it for him because he was allergic to eggs. Chloe did as he said, but when she brought in his other order, he told her he was not into blondes and wanted someone who was not blonde to serve him. Chloe still didn't take offense to this, and she decided to let another brunette waitress serve him. Kobe kept making inappropriate comments about Chloe, and then she told DeWitt that if the guy made inappropriate comments about her one more time, she would notify the managers. As expected, Kobe made another comment. This angered other customers.
What now?
saw you shaking that drink. It's the best thing blondes can do.
And Chloe reported it to the manager. After a little back and forth, Chloe asked him to leave, and he did. This made DeWitt happy because the training that the servers were given was working. Later, DeWitt went to Round Rock, Texas to work as a barback. The barback, Cale. Cale explained how things were supposed to be done and left the work for him. DeWitt started working, and the moment he started washing the mugs, he broke 2 of them. Cale was serious with work and gave DeWitt task on task. One time, he broke a mug, and none of the girls attempted to help. When DeWitt asked if they were going to help, the girls just laughed and showed no interest in doing so. He then asked Cale about it, and he simply told him the girls are always standing there talking because that's basically what they do. They stand there and attract customers. DeWitt thought that they were taking the respect they were given for granted and doubted the system that he had built and was working on till now. DeWitt asked where Cale goes to school, and Cale revealed that he was pursuing a dream and was studying animation and graphic design on the side and hoped to one day create his own animated series. DeWitt was inspired by Cale's passion and hard work and appreciated how he balanced his studies with his demanding job in the kitchen. DeWitt relates to Cale a lot because that's what he was doing at that age. DeWitt decided to help Cale achieve his dreams in some way. Lastly, DeWitt went to Odessa, Texas to work as a prep cook. There he met the prep cook, Brenda. She was enthusiastic and welcomed him warmly. She then told him what they were supposed to do and gave him a task that he was supposed to do. He started chopping vegetables. He noticed the place was crowded and asked if it was always crowded. Brenda told him they could use a little bit of space here. While he was working, DeWitt struggled to do most of the jobs and realized how hard it was here. Brenda encouraged him with each work. DeWitt then asked what was happening in her life, and Brenda started telling him how her life was. Her husband, who she was married to for 21 years, is sick with congestive heart failure, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease, and she has to take care of him. He also had cancer recently. He has been through 15 surgeries in the past. She pays for his medications and gets a little help from the state.
Who pays for all the medicine?
I pay out of pocket for the biggest part of them, and I get help from the state.
This made DeWitt sad, but made him appreciate her. Even though she is struggling a lot in her private life, she is cheerful and energetic in her work. At the end of his undercover journey, it was time that Randy DeWitt revealed his true identity to the employees he had worked with. Each employee was called, thinking they were going to decide whether or not Eric deserved money to start his own business. They all were invited to a corporate Twin Peaks location in Dallas, Texas, where DeWitt sat down with them individually to discuss his observations. When he first revealed that he was Randy DeWitt, the founder of Twin Peaks, everyone was shocked and amused. The first person he sat with was Marisa. He thanked her for her hard work and patience while training him as a bartender. However, DeWitt brought up his concerns about how often she had to deal with inappropriate behavior from customers. While he appreciated her energy and enthusiasm, he expressed concern over her use of profanity and inappropriate jokes. He encouraged her to tone down the language while on the job to maintain a professional environment. He then brought up the ranking system and explained that he created the system with the idea that it would empower the girls, but it clearly was not, because the managers were completely misunderstanding the point of it. He apologized for the lack of support she and other servers had received and promised to implement better training to fix that. As a gesture of appreciation, DeWitt also awarded Narissa $5,000 to help her continue her college education with the condition that she work on improving her behavior in the workplace. Marissa was happy about this and thanked him before leaving. The next person who sat with DeWitt was Cale. He praised Cale's attention to detail, work ethic, and dedication, expressing admiration for the improvements he had made in the San Antonio branch. He also promised that the girls there would understand how valuable he is. Then DeWitt told him they were going to prepare a pin that shows the employee of the month, and Cale would be on it. Cale will design the pin, which he will get paid for. He will also work with the marketing team, and they can use his skills when they need a graphic artist. He then asked Cale how much he owed student loans at that time, and Cale told him that he had to pay $53,000. DeWitt then surprised Cale by covering his $53,000 in student loans so he could pursue his dream of becoming an animator. Cale was visibly emotional, expressing his gratitude to DeWitt for the unexpected generosity. DeWitt then sat with Chloe. He told her she embodies what the Twin Peaks stands for. He then remembered that there was a calendar shoot in Colorado that she wanted to be on, and he told her that she would be on the cover. She is going to get paid for this too. He then offered a paid internship position in the finance department.
And you're going to be the first intern.
Oh my goodness.
It's a paid position, too.
Thank you so much.
He then called Kobe, whom Chloe was dealing with while he was posing as Robert. Robert described himself as Kobe and a former CEO of Hooters. They both appreciated how she handled the situation. DeWitt then promised $15,000 because she needed the money to go to school. Kobe then mentioned he didn't leave a tip while he was a customer there, so he's now going to give her $15,000 as a tip. Chloe thanked both of them. The last person who came into the room was Brenda. DeWitt told her that she was going to be an employee of the month, and her next salary would include a raise. He then mentioned there would be a program in the heart of the house for future management candidates, and Brenda would get into the development program so that she could be a manager. DeWitt then offered a fully paid vacation for her and her husband. Then he promised $25,000 for her husband's medication. DeWitt then told her he would give her up to $100,000 to fix her house. Brenda cried in emotion, and DeWitt joined her.
Thanks. It's all right. I'm going to need one here in a minute, too.
They hugged and cried together before leaving. After a week, Marissa is trying to stop cursing so that she will earn her $5,000. Kale is working on the Heart of the House campaign and will graduate from art school later this year, debt-free. Chloe's calendar will premiere company-wide in December after she starts her new internship. Brenda and her husband are excited about their 3-bedroom home, and they are about to watch the Cowboys from the best seats in the house. Randy DeWitt's appearance on Undercover Boss may have cast a favorable light on Twin Peaks' internal workings. But in 2015, the brand faced a major crisis that reshaped its future. The violent shootout between rival biker gangs at a Twin Peaks location in Waco, Texas, resulted in 9 deaths and 18 injuries, bringing the restaurant chain into the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. The incident became a major point of controversy and scrutiny, severely impacting Twin Peaks' public image and raising serious questions about the safety and culture at its locations. The Waco shootout triggered widespread criticism of the Twin Peaks Waco franchise for allowing such an event to take place despite prior warnings from law enforcement. Police reports indicated that the Waco management had been cautioned multiple times about the risks of hosting biker gatherings, particularly on the day of the incident. The franchise ignored these warnings, resulting in one of the deadliest biker-related incidents in U.S. history. The media coverage that followed was relentless, associating Twin Peaks with the violent and chaotic event. Critics pointed fingers at the restaurant for fostering an environment that allowed such a tragedy to unfold, and the Waco location was permanently closed in the days following the shootout. The corporate office distanced itself from the franchise, revoking its license and condemning the local management's actions. However, the damage to the brand's reputation was already done. The legal ramifications of the Waco shootout were immediate and significant. Twin Peaks franchise owners in Waco faced multiple lawsuits, both from victims and local authorities. Allegations of negligence were made against the franchise for ignoring police warnings and hosting an event that attracted such a volatile crowd. A massive criminal investigation ensued, and over 170 individuals were arrested on organized crime charges. The legal battles dragged on for years, keeping Twin Peaks in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. The Waco location's closure was a necessary move to contain the crisis, but the financial impact on Twin Peaks as a whole was unavoidable. The company saw a dip in customer traffic and profits as the public's perception of the brand shifted negatively. The association with violence and mismanagement took a toll on the entire chain, leading to a corporate reassessment of how the brand was being managed and marketed. Before the Waco incident, Twin Peaks had grown rapidly by appealing to a particular demographic that enjoyed its bold, high-energy atmosphere. However, the tragic events of 2015 exposed the potential dangers of maintaining such an image, leading to a significant shift in public perception. Many began to associate the brand with the reckless behavior and violent culture seen at the Waco location. This shift caused a drop in customer loyalty and attendance, with some customers opting for safer and more family-friendly alternatives. The brand's once celebrated atmosphere became a liability as consumers grew wary of what the company represented. The tragic event forced Twin Peaks to reconsider its image, which had been based on a provocative, edgy style that no longer aligned with shifting consumer expectations. In response to the Waco tragedy, Twin Peaks Corporation took swift action to distance itself from the controversy. The immediate revocation of the Waco franchise's license was just the beginning. The company reevaluated its franchise agreements, instituting stricter guidelines to ensure that other locations would not make the same mistakes. Corporate leadership also emphasized increased security measures, including better staff training on how to handle large, potentially volatile gatherings. Additionally, Twin Peaks took steps to change the culture at its restaurants. This involved a greater focus on safety, professionalism, and creating a positive work environment for employees and patrons alike. The brand also invested in better training for its franchise operators, ensuring they adhered to corporate standards and were equipped to handle complex situations. While Twin Peaks managed to survive the aftermath of the Waco shootout, the incident forced the company to shift away from its provocative and risk-heavy image, which had once been central to its success. The repercussions of the Waco shootout were felt far beyond Twin Peaks. The incident raised serious questions about how the restaurant and hospitality industries manage customer safety, especially in environments that cultivate a lively or aggressive atmosphere. Other casual dining chains with similar themes faced increased scrutiny as well. The tragedy highlighted the potential risks of fostering environments that encourage bold, high-energy crowds, forcing many brands to reevaluate their business models. The industry as a whole began to pivot toward more inclusive, family-friendly dining experiences, leaving behind the provocative and risky strategies that had once been popular. Twin Peaks' brand had been built around an aggressive marketing strategy, but the Waco incident served as a turning point, both for the company and for the industry, leading to a broader cultural shift towards safer and more responsible dining experiences. Despite the challenges, Twin Peaks managed to weather the storm, but not without significant changes. Randy DeWitt and the corporate team made concerted efforts to rehabilitate the brand's image. The company focused on redefining its core values, prioritizing customer safety and employee well-being. Stricter security protocols and new policies were put in place to prevent any future incidents of a similar nature. While the brand still retained its lively atmosphere, it now placed a greater emphasis on maintaining a balance between fun and safety. Twin Peaks' recovery after the Waco incident was a slow process, but the changes implemented in the aftermath helped the company rebuild trust with its customer base. The 2015 Waco shootout stands as a cautionary tale for both Twin Peaks and the broader casual dining industry, marking a pivotal moment in how businesses balance entertainment with safety and image with responsibility. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe and like the video if you don't want to miss the next shocking video.